VET ERP is an online central processing system for the Namibia Training Authority's VET Levy management. VET ERP is based on the business processes and is designed to enable the Namibia Training Authority to implement the VET strategy more effectively. This video tutorial provides a guide on the employer training grant application process on VET ERP. VET ERP can be accessed using any web browser and requires good internet connectivity. The URL to access VET ERP is http://veterp.nta.com.na. Once the soft registration process and registration as employer representatives is completed, the user will be able to log onto the system using their email address and password. The employer then clicks on Login to log onto the VET ERP system. This notice appears with information on account statements and monthly declaration. To move away from this view, the employer clicks on Submit. To access the training application page, the user has to go to the far left-hand side of the screen. The training application page is accessible under Employer Management, Claim Application. And the screen will direct them to the companies that they have access to and for which they can submit training applications for. To go to the training application page, under View Edit is an icon called View Claims. The user then clicks on that icon. The information of the company then appears, and the employer needs to initiate the current period for application submission. The current application period that's open is for 2020. So in order to create or initiate 2020, the employer then clicks on Initiate Claims in order to create the 2020 financial year. Once the employer clicks on Initiate Claim, this notice pops up that asks the employer to ensure correct company details, banking details, and employment data. You then click on Yes. After clicking Yes, it asks you to generate the application for your company for the financial year 2020. To proceed, you click on Create. As you can see, 2020 now appears in the table. In order to continue to submit your applications, the employer then comes to the icon titled View Edit Claim Application under View Edit. Once on the claims application page, the user will be required to select the delivery method of training. External training is training which is facilitated by an external training provider, and internal training is training which is facilitated by an employee of the company. The user then has to type in the course name, as well as select the training provider if the training provider's details are already on the system. The user then types in the first letters of the training provider's name, and a list of training providers with those letters appears on the screen. Select the correct training provider for that training. Should the training provider's details not already be on the system, the user can add a training provider by clicking on this icon. Once you've clicked on the icon, the user will be required to enter the training provider's name, the telephone number, as well as the email, and click on Submit. The user will be required to indicate if whether training happened over weekends or weekdays by selecting Exclude Weekends, Include Saturdays, Include Weekends, Include Sundays. You click and select the one which is appropriate for that specific training. The user will then be required to enter the training location on the system by selecting the country where training was conducted and then the region of the training, as well as type in the town and the venue of the training. After this, the user will have to select the course start date and a course end date. In order to do this, the user clicks on the icon. To move to a different month, they click on previous. And to select a particular year, they click on the year when the training happened. In the calendar, you click on the day of the training, and the day appears here, and the same is done for the course end date. The system automatically calculates the total actual training days. Now the user moves on to training information. Under course focus, we have 5 different options: qualifications only, unit standards only, qualifications and unit standards, non-accredited but related to qualification, non-accredited and non-related but focuses on VET. Once you've selected the appropriate course focus, the system then requires the user to enter in the employee information. This section is not mandatory, so the user can proceed to training documents. Under training documents, there are 3 mandatory fields: training facilitator cost, course attendance sheet, and course outline. Should there be additional costs apart from training facilitator costs, the user can add other costs such as training material costs, assessment costs, certification costs, travel costs, accommodation costs, or subsistence and travel allowance. To add an additional cost, the user clicks on the cost and then clicks on the Add Cost icon. The additional cost is automatically added on the system and appears at the bottom of the list. If the user had selected the incorrect cost, the user selects the cost and then clicks on the Remove Cost icon. The wrongly selected cost is automatically removed from the list. In order for the facilitator cost to present an option for an amount to be entered, it is imperative that the delivery method of training is selected at the beginning of the application page. Once the delivery method of training is selected, there is now provision for the user to enter an amount for that cost. The user enters in the amount, for example, for facilitator cost, and then proceeds to upload evidence to support this cost. For every cost, an invoice and proof of payment must be uploaded to support that cost. The user clicks on the evidence that they have previously scanned and saved on their PC, and then clicks on Open, and then the system will automatically upload that particular evidence under that cost item. The user then proceeds to course attendance sheet and follows the same step by clicking to upload the evidence for attendance sheet, and the type of evidence that's required for attendance is a certificate of attendance for external training and for internal training, a signed attendance register. The user then clicks on the evidence and then clicks on Open in order to attach the correct evidence under course attendance sheet. The last mandatory field in order to submit your training application is course outline. The user clicks to upload the evidence under course outline. The type of evidence required under course outline is a brief description of the training conducted, describing the learning outcomes as well as the course content of the training. Once all the information has been entered for the training application, the user then clicks on Save. And a pop-up appears that says Update Successful. The application will now appear under the completed training table, and the user will have an option to update the application or to delete the application. The claim application process is now complete. The annual submission deadline is 1st of May. For more information, contact us at 061 2078 168 or 061 2078 505 or 061 2078 170, or email us at levyclaims@nta.com.na or visit our website at www.nta.com.na.